This house exclusive beat Winter Contingency. Halo reaches first level, and the level Halo Runs Discord tells you not to run first, which can only be a good sign, in only 4 minutes and 35 seconds on Legendary. The run starts with an unskippable 45-second cutscene, followed by an unskippable 2-second get-out animation. Exclusive then runs to this left mountain ridge and climbs up it with the run armor ability, and by jumping up until he reaches a roof barrier that was above him but is now under him, causing him to glide to this mountain before he begins parkouring from one part of the cliff face to another, with the goal of making it to and above this next roof barrier and glide to this next hill. Once getting to this hill, Exclusive melees a skirmisher right as it spawns and then grabs its needler rifle. Exclusive then jumps off the cliff to get back inbounds. While falling, he snipes this other skirmisher. Once landing, he runs in the building to hit a loading trigger before circling back while using a plasma pistol on this skirmisher and charging it up to knock down this falcon, before running to it and boarding it, using it to fly up to this Covenant dropship and wedging himself in the middle of the dropship to get past the soft ceiling barrier that prevents him from flying out of bounds. Exclusive then uses the Falcon to fly to the holdout section, which is normally where you would go after the auto-scroller, but Exclusive is only here to kill the enemies and jump out and then back into his own Falcon. The reason Exclusive doesn't land and go into the facility is because this section is actually on a timer that starts as soon as the player enters the area outside of a vehicle and the initial enemies are dead. Exclusive then heads back to the main part of the level to hit these earlier loading triggers, because hitting these triggers while the timer goes down unloads and reloads Cat, skipping dialogue and making this portion go by slightly faster. After enough time has passed, Exclusive returns to the outpost and heads inside. Of course, after going through everything in a weird order, you can see that it has some visual effects for the door that normally leads to the next area. Clearly, the game does load the area correctly when it's supposed to, and Exclusive enters the final area. This final part is entirely combat, it involves killing every enemy. While most of it just involves using grenades and skillful shooting with a DMR, well, except for this Jackal, it does start with grabbing a plasma from this grunt at the beginning to kill this Ultra Elite before he can run into the final room, and using a plasma grenade in the final room to kill all the grunts at once before using the plasma pistol and headshotting the other Ultra. With all of the enemies dead, Exclusive is now able to press the button to end the mission, beating Winter Contingency in 4 minutes and 35 seconds on Legendary. Now, what does our world record holder have to say about this accomplishment?
Oh, let's go WCIL record.
Well said.